Hello, my name's Sue Lewis, and I'm going to run you through this quick presentation about the Career Pilot Pathway Planner. This is an introduction. If you like the look of the Pathway Planner, you can then sign up for our hour and a half training, and then we'll run you through all the details of how to set it up. So Career Pilot Pathway Planner is a triage tool that help you allocate guidance to meet the needs of your individual students. It was developed through a bid to the Careers and Enterprise Company and will help you with Gatsby 8 and Gatsby 3. So the Pathway Planner is part of the Career Pilot suite of online tools. Career Pilot is really these four zones with everything happening from the student zone. There's also an advisor zone with lots of lesson plans and materials, a parent zone, and a reporting zone where all data is collated. So today we're talking about the Pathway Planner, which is the triage tool for allocating guidance to your students. As I mentioned, this will help with Gatsby 8 and Gatsby 3. Career Pilot, you might know already, is available for 11 to 19-year-olds as a one-stop careers website with all the information and tools to help students explore and understand about their next stage options. Students should be registered on the site, which they do straight on here, and every time they're using it, they can be signed in, and the benefits of that is they can access the career tools, and this is where the Pathway Planner will appear when it's been allocated to them. You do have to get students registered before you can allocate the Pathway Planner, so you could be doing that straight away. Students will get a report, and all the data that they're creating will be collated within the reporting zone. So talking about the Pathway Planner, there are different versions within the school environment. There's a version for year 11, which could be used at the end of year 10, and also for year 12. We also have a version for FE colleges as well. So this is the Pathway Planner model. It starts with a 1-hour lesson in an IT room where students are going to be reminded of their next stage options, have some time to explore them, and then complete the Pathway Planner. Out of that, they'll get a red, amber, green readiness score, and then you'll be able to see in the reporting zone all this data so you can allocate guidance according to need. Then you will deliver guidance. There's various ways you can track the progression intentions of your students. You can download a progression report that shows what all your students are thinking of doing. You could share that with other colleagues in the school. You could offer a weekly drop-in session in addition to the guidance you offer through the Pathway Planner so that students who are still worried a few weeks after guidance can refer themselves, or tutors could refer them to as well. And you can get tutors involved in supporting the process by doing a little feedback session with students about 4 weeks after guidance. So just the main headlines, the lesson I mentioned, which you can deliver to year 11 or 12 or maybe the end of year 10. We've designed these for you. You can use our lesson plans. And what they'll take the students through is a reminder of the next stage options and some of the key points they have to think about. They'll get to explore the options of interest on Career Pilot. And for the last 10 minutes, they're going to complete the Pathway Planner. So the Pathway Planner, when you've switched it on for the students, will appear here, and it's going to show them their next stage options and ask them to say which they're interested in. If they're saying they're definite or considering an option, they do a short quiz, and the quiz is trying to find out what they've done or what they know to see what the gaps are. They'll get a readiness score for each pathway based on their quiz results, and that information is available for them. But in the back end, you can look at all this data. So they'll get their red, amber, green readiness rating. So in the back end, so you'll have an admin login, you'll be able to go to the Pathway Planner, results and bookings, and for any group you've set this up for, you'll be able to see a dashboard, and that will show you what the students are interested in. In this case, year 11 didn't do it. They did do it post 16, so I can see what pathways they're interested in, but also how ready they are for those pathways. I can tag whether the student has an additional need, so I know to allocate them maybe more guidance. I can take particular actions against this individual students. So for example, I look at their answers and I can organize group work if there's a similar issue amongst different students. I can view a timeline, which I'll show you. I can book guidance. I can write a one-liner about their progression intentions as a careers advisor. I can do tutor follow-up, or I can write a longer report as a careers advisor. Once I book guidance, it'll appear here. So if it's pink, it's done. If it's green, it's coming up. So I can see quite a lot of information through this dashboard. Booking guidance is really easy. Name it whatever you call it in your school, add a date and time, and choose what type of guidance you're offering. And whatever you choose here, when the date has passed, then that will be added to the student's timeline. You can write a summary of all the planned destinations. Usually the careers advisor would do that after the guidance that they've offered, and this will be a summary of what the intended destination plans are of the students. You can write, as a careers advisor, actions you agree with the students, or a more detailed report which will appear for the students on their site as part of their main report. Students, I mentioned the timeline. Students can see this, so you can see this from the staff side as well. And what this shows, essentially, working from the bottom, when the students first did the pathway planner, what intervention was then offered, in this case a long guidance session. You then get them to edit their responses because they now move in maybe from red to amber, from amber to green. You could involve the tutors in doing a 5-minute follow-up. We did this in the pilot. It took literally 5 minutes. The questions the tutors asked the students were these. If they just were missing out on action, there wasn't a reason to re-refer them. But if they were concerned about them, we had one lunchtime a week, which was a drop-in, and that picked up any student referrals or tutor referrals. And that can all be recorded on the site as well. We've got brilliant feedback from the schools who've been using the Pathway Planner, from senior leadership down to the level of the student. It really helps them to understand their options in some detail, and certainly strategically helps you to plan guidance to meet the needs of your individual students. So if you're fired up about the Pathway Planner and you'd like to have this for your school, you need to attend our longer training session where we'll take you through all the setup. That'll last about 1.25 to 1.5 hours. You can request the training dates if you haven't got them already through careerpilot@bath.ac.uk. That's our helpline. Jo on the helpline will be able to answer any questions as well. Once you've attended the training, we will switch on the Pathway Planner for your school and add it to your Career Pilot account. If you've got any questions at all, then do that through the helpline, careerpilot@bath.ac.uk. Thank you.